Good morning. Welcome to our Facebook Live this morning. It's Wednesday, the 6th of April, 2022. My name is Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire, excuse me, in the UK. I've got some warm water here to sip. Hopefully not too much coughing will occur this week. So this week we're doing Easter cards or spring themed cards, and I've been using two sets so far from our stamping range. We have Daffodil Daydream, which is this one here with the lovely daffodil images and the butterfly. And then we have Easter Friends, excuse me, with the rabbit, the chick and the duckling. I'm going to combine both of those today, but while people are joining, let me just show you the cards that we've made so far this week so that you can see them. So I hope you're having a good week. It's a little bit brighter here today than previous days. We had a little bit of rain overnight, but I'm hoping that we'll see the end of it for the moment. So let us see. Let me show you the cards and then we will get cracking. So we have a whole selection of cards. I'm just going to take them in no particular order. So this was the one that I did yesterday with that cute little duckling. He takes centre stage, and I've stamped him on a die cut panel and popped the image behind. This was a happy accident card because I'd stamped the ducklings on this Mango Melody card. Decided I didn't like it with the panel that I'd created, so I just turned that into a card in its own right. And for both of these I stamped the envelope and popped a Happy Easter on there, and also stamped the duckling on the inside. Morning Zana, nice to have you join us. So those were yesterday's ones, so you can catch those on our most recent video. And then Monday even, we did the daffodils. So this one was one I'd done before the event. This one is using pale papaya, and a couple of you commented that they liked that one with the daffodils in that colour, because daffodils come in all sorts of colours, don't they? Some bright, some very pale. This was done on Monday using the masking technique, and I cut out a mask with an oval die, and then I used the negative part of that to sponge through to create that shape there. And then this one is the positive piece of card that I'd cut out. Morning Catherine. Oh, and Danica, of course, it's Easter holidays. Yes, newborn cards is perfect for that little set, isn't it? And obviously stamped up the envelopes, and I coloured those after the event. And then this one here, using the border from that daffodil set and a bit of that lovely bumblebee ribbon. And then this one here, similar to an earlier one, just stamping, adding a sentiment, and again stamping and colouring on the envelope itself. So today I thought I would mix the two and have a rabbit sat amongst the daffodils. So this will involve a little bit of masking. So I'm bringing in my post-it notes here. So what I'm going to do is, these post-it notes obviously only have tacky glue on the back here. I'm very excited to say that in our new catalogue we have some masking sheets. So these will be all over sheets that are tacky that you can use for masking. I think they are 5 by 7. So they'd be perfect for this because you won't have to worry about where you're stamping to get the sticky. So I'm going to pop this rabbit along here just so that I can cut her out. So cute. And I really don't think you need even to shade that rabbit. Oh bless. Oh, and hi Kerry, good evening to you, my darling. Okay, so there's my rabbit, and I'm going to cut that out, and I'm going to stamp her. I think what I'm going to do is have her at the bottom but centrally, and then have the daffodils all around, because the daffodils will be the height of that. So a little bit experimental. Let's give it a go. It's so sweet, isn't it, Kerry? And I know not everybody does cute, and I would say this is this falls under the sort of cute design. Okay, I'm stamping this. No surprise to know that I'm stamping this in Early Espresso. And I'm going to colour my rabbit with some browns. Okay, so there she is. Now I'm going to cut this one out so I can pop this on top. It's quite an easy shape, I reckon, because you've got sort of slightly soft edge. I might need to take my glasses off though. You've got a very soft edge where the it shows the fur. So the rabbit and the daffodils will feature in my coffee and card. And I'm running coffee and card for Sam, who ran my coffee and card. I'm running her session on Thursday, that's tomorrow, in Bicester at Filter Coffee, if anybody knows where that is. It's near Langford Community Centre. So if anybody's watching that's from that area around Bicester, you're most welcome to join us. And that's at 10 o'clock on Thursday. Okay, so there's my rabbit. Okay, so this is going to cover up my stamp design. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my daffodils all the way around. So I think I'm going to start with one at the top behind her. And obviously I've just got to watch this bit at the bottom. I might need to cover it up. Let me have a look and see. Yes, I need to cover up this piece. Although technically they would be, the daffodils would be there, but I want to cover it up anyway. So that little bit I've just thrown away. So I might just put some grass or some ground on there. Ah, hi Charlotte. I thought you might, my darling. Charlotte is a very keen animal lover, and rabbits in particular. Charlotte has her own rabbits. Okay, let's pop that on there. So I'm just going to turn this on one side so it's easier for me to stamp. Okay, so that's one. Then I'm going to put another set here. So this is slightly experimental, but I'm hoping it will work. What I'm actually going to do is have this overlapping slightly. I'm just wondering, I really need to mask these ones off, but let's see if I can. Alright, before I go any further, so I think I really need the daffodils to be at the same height. So I'm just going to do that again. But the principle is there with her masked off in front. So I think what I'm going to do is, yes, okay, right. Take two. Okay. I'm making sure that's well inked because I know that this ink pad hasn't got a lot in it. So if you've got a new ink pad, then you'd only need to ink it up once or twice. Oh, bless you, Joanne. So Joanne's poorly, but she's getting spoiled. She's got the set, but she hasn't used it. So hopefully this might give you some ideas. So I've got daffodils here in the background, but it could be anything. I mean, you could have a whole line of rabbits, obviously. So let's cover that back up and let's have another go at this. Just want it on its side because it's easier to stamp it in that way. Okay, so I've got one there. I'm going to mimic that here. Like so. I'm hoping that's, oh yes, you can see that. Good. Morning, Tracy. Right, let's put this one in the same. Mask this off a little bit. Let me have a look and see. Okay. I want a little bit of the daffodils behind. So it's going to do that, and that's a bit Heath Robinson, isn't it? But never mind. Oh, and a bit at the bottom. You might be right, Catherine. I might need to, but then I'd have my sort of rabbit off the end, wouldn't I? Right, Let's have a look at that. Still not really happy about that. Oh, bless you, Joanne. Okay, let's just mask this off. So what I'm going to do is just stamp the daffodils on here and mask off this bit here. Might be alright when that's all done. Who knows? Let's have a quick cut out of this. See how it goes. So I'm just fussy cutting around here. Create a mask. For these. Enough, that's probably enough there. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to cover him over just in case. And then I've got this here, like so. Just going to hold that in place. That. And I want these roughly the same height. Oh, portrait. Oh, that's, yes, that might work. So I've got, yes, less width to do. Okay, let's just do this and then I might try a portrait one. I've lost my scissors now. Yeah. Thank you for your input, everyone. Let's see if this works. As you say, the portrait might be better, and I haven't got quite such a width to be worrying about. Okay. Right, let's try that. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think you're right. He needs to be lower than the daffodils. Definitely needs to be lower than the daffodils. Okay. Right, so take 3. Let's see. Oh, let's find my spare card. Which, unlike me, I very carefully put away. Well, you know, this is the way it goes, isn't it? Sometimes. Just didn't quite think it through, did I? So this is 9.5 by 13.85 centimetres. Right. So if I need more, how am I going to get more height? Because I really want all of the rabbit in. I wonder if... No, because that daffodil's even shorter, isn't it? So... Okay. Let's go for it. Bless you, Joanne. Well, that's the fun of the live, is you don't know which way it's going to go. So here he is, she is, centre stage. So I'm wondering then, okay, hear me out, if I have one there and one there, mask those, and then have those across the top. Or, so we've got to have the height, haven't we? Could have that and that just off. But then these are going to be in the middle of nowhere, aren't they? Okay. I can start with these at the bottom. Oh, hi Janice. Yes, I'm not sure this is the design process. This is, yeah, what's in my mind, how am I going to make this work? Okay, so I've got one there. One here. Okay, and then I'm going to put another layer behind, because this is now all fairly well hidden. Okay. Right. I should have cut out 2 of these while I was at it, but never mind. I think we can make do. Okay. A little bit sticky left on there. And now I want to put that Let's give it a go. Hope you're all breathing in. I did the other daff stamp. The other one is a single one, is this one here. It's actually slightly bigger, so what I could have done, excuse me, is put that in the front and put these behind. Let's see. I'm not worried about that bit in there. Okay. Before I do any more, let's have a look and see. Yeah, sort of works. I'm going to give it a bit more of a gap this time. Like so. I'm actually going to cover that bit up. Right. Didn't really want to mask this piece off. There we go. Let's try that. It could end up a terrible mess, everybody. Right, let's have a look, see. Okay, we got there. Going to add a little bit of blue sky in the background, a little bit of green around here, and I reckon that will work. Could have done with a bigger bit there, but there we go. We don't have giant daffodils. So there we go. Right, get rid of these pieces. Right, we'll pop that in there. I'm sure I'll keep that rabbit one, it's a little bit well worn, isn't it? So let's add a little bit of blue here for the sky. This looks like there's plenty on here. Like that. So we're making progress. Third time lucky. I think if this had been more of a solid flower without the gaps, I think that would have worked. You know, like an all over flower design. I think that would have worked. But because of the gaps in between, I don't think it looked as good. Thank you, everybody. Sort of got there. I might have a practice with something else, but I do quite like the fact that it is obviously spring and daffodils. Okay, just putting a little bit of blue in there. Going to add some green across the bottom. Let's ink this up with Granny Apple. That's what I'm going to use for my colouring in. And I think this has got a little bit of Just Jade on it, so it's quite a blue That's better. There we go. Well, it was teamwork. It was definitely teamwork, because your suggestion of having it portrait was a very good one. Let's just that one there. Like that. You can be quite accurate with the blending brushes. It's quite surprising if you use the edges. I mean, obviously I'm going over the daffodil stalks. There we go. That's coming to life a bit more now, isn't it? Okay, sip of water. Oh, Joanna stamped it in Early Espresso. My go-to ink, and this is quite light because my Early Espresso is very well used. Okay, let's do the the daffodils quickly. So I've got Daffodil Delight. This is a bit dark, and I'm not going to do too much detail on these. I'm just going to do a little bit of dark on the sort of trumpet areas, like so. So I hope you're feeling better, Joanne. I'm glad to hear that you're being looked after and spoilt. I know for some, of course, it's half term, so Danica and that are at home. There we go. And I have released details of this month's card class, so there is a video showing them, but if anybody wants to see them after, I'm happily run through them with you. This is light Daffodil Delight, rather a poor end. Let me just try, I've got a better one here. At least with these it's quite easy to see what are leaves and what are flowers. There we go. And this one there. Oh, thank you, Rachel. So, Kerry, I think the other one you could do, as well as having it in the background, is you could have it across the sort of bottom, something big. Have you got Heart and Home? Is it Heart and Home? That's the name of the papers. I'll have a look and see what else you could use. Right, a little bit in there. There. Oh, there we go. But even lots of little flowers, even flowers from a punch would work as well, wouldn't they? Right, let's leave that daffodil flower. Those are all leaves, I think. So, as I say, not doing a huge amount of blending or colouring, just laying that colour down, like so, just a bit. I can always go back and add more detail later. So this is, let's go Granny Apple Green, light and dark. Just going to start with the light, to be honest. Ah, okay. Excellent. I think I did actually. That does ring a bell. This is light Granny Apple. So just colouring those in, and what I might do is just take the blending brush over some of that area as well. Obviously the sky is coming further down, so So if you had watercolour pencils, you could use those. Stampin' Up markers you could use to an extent, but they don't blend as well. You could use them with a blending pen. Watercolour pencils, alcohol markers, which is what I'm using here. Right, hunt out the missing stalks. There's always one. Oh, there's one. And there's one tucked in there. I think, unless you can see what I missed, I think I've got it. Yes, I have plenty of flowers. There we go. Now I think let's add a little bit of that blending. This is green, so a little bit in there, just to lose those background edges of white, and then a little bit of blue in here. There's enough colour on the daffodils that I'm not, you know, covering it up or anything. There we go. Okay, now for my bunny rabbits, I want a really, a really pale brown. It's got a lot of shading already done. I've seen lots of people do a great job with shading this, so I'm feeling a little bit cautious, but let's see what I've got. I've got dark Crumb Cake, and I really want light Crumb Cake. Which of course I can't see. Okay, let me have a look in my spare supplies. It doesn't need much. Oh, there it is, I think. Light Crumb Cake. Okay, so just going to use light to start with, just to go over here. and just flicking it so it gets lighter in the middle, so he or she can still have a light tummy. So okay. There we go. I'm just going to brush this down like that. And I'm going to use the colour lifter down the middle of that. There we go. And the colour lift just going to soften that line. Like so. There's not much in there, that's why. Let's just try another one. I've got 4 colour lifters, that's better. So just softening that area there and a little bit along his nose line. There we go. Whew. We made it, folks. Okay. Let me show him or her to you, like so. I'm going to add a little bit of granny apple green under here. Bit of a shadow. There we go. Right, okay, let me put these back, and then just need to decide what layer that is going to go onto before it goes onto my white card. Thank you, Janice. We got there in the end. So what are we thinking for our layer? Crumb cake, daffodil, or granny apple? What do you reckon? Crumb Cake would pick up the colour of the rabbit. Daffodil for the flowers, obviously, or green for the leaves. Let's have a look. See, what do you think? So I've only got a narrow border. So we've got, that's Crumb Cake. Oh, Kerry says the blue, that's a good idea. That's Daffodil. I need to lift it up a little bit more for you, don't I? This is Granny Apple. Like so. Oh, thanks, Glenda. A darker blue. Okay, let's have a look. That's Balmy Blu. Joanne likes all of them so far. Okay. That's light of navy. Too dark, I expect. Oh dear. Decisions. Try. I didn't like the daffodil so much. That's the Granny Apple. It's just quite nice and spring-like, isn't it? So we've got 2 for Granny Apple, 2 for blue. Misty Moonlight. Granny Apple. That's all right, Carol, I knew what you meant. Here's Misty Moonlight. Now I'm in very short supply. That's that one. With our 3 layers. And then Joanne went back to Crumb Cake. You wouldn't think that finding a layer would be this difficult, would you? There's the Crumb Cake. Matches the money. It's just quite nice. And then a suggestion of Calypso Coral. Let's try that one. That'll be the last we try, and then we'll make a decision. I'll have to get you to vote for it. That's Calypso Coral. Like so. From Glenda. Thank you, Glenda. So decision time, folks. This Calypso. Crumb Cake. That's fine, Kerry. I'm quite liking the Granny Apple, as it's a nice spring and slightly deeper colour than the others. I'm thinking, let's go Granny Apple then, as I used it on these and it looked really nice. I know we've got another element in there, haven't we, but the alternative would be a Mango Melody. I'm just going to try that. And then I'll have all these pieces to put away after. That's Mango. Oh, thanks, Joanne. We've got quite a few votes for green, Granny Apple Green. So I think it's between Granny Apple Green and possibly Mango. Okay, that's your choice then. Granny Apple Green or Mango Melody. I've decided it's one of those two. I'll cut this layer ready. It's funny how it goes, isn't it? Sometimes you can just pick out a colour. I think it's because I hadn't decided on any colours in my mind for the backing, so that was why. So this will be 10 centimetres. Ooh, got a few takers for Mango. Okay, I'll cut these 2 layers down and then you've got a better look at it. I've earned my coffee this morning, I reckon, girls. And I use these layers anyway, so it's not going to go to waste. I do keep a stack of layers ready cut. And of course I couldn't find them just before my live, could I? Okay, so here we go. It does look different when you've got it all layered round, I have to say. So there is Granny Apple Green. And here is Mango. Yes, Kerry. Of course, the other thing you could do is cut this and have half and half. But let's not complicate things. I think I'm going for the Mango. Just as a slight contrast, but it picks out the deeper parts of the daffodils. And then if I want to do some more colouring in depth of the daffodils, I can. So mango it is. And I'm not going to put a sentiment on this, although I probably will send it as an Easter card. I'm going to leave it without the sentiment. I might have to try it with a different set of flowers. There we go. That's going to go onto our white card. So I've used the bunny rabbit. I haven't used the chick. I've got an idea for that, which you may or may not like. I might have to prep that one. Okay. There we are. We are finished. So hopefully you can see that. Oh, bless you, Catherine, that's fine. Yes, I think I've got quite a few different flowers that I could use. You want something fairly big and bold. Blessings of Home, that's what I was thinking of, and that's I think what I'd seen. Maybe you'd seen the same one with this stamp here. Let me take it out of its case. So you had the rabbit, and then this was like that, and then you could have another one in there. That would be quite easy to do, wouldn't it? Might have to play with that. Okay, so take 3. Number 1, we progressed to number 2, but we decided there wasn't enough height. And then number 3 was turning it portrait, so I wasn't doing so much of the flowers, and positioning them more around our rabbit. Yeah, the flowers were in the front, Kerry, you're quite right. So I think, yeah, the rabbit was up a little bit higher and these were all in the front. It was very effective. I'm going to see if I could find that one again, see who did it, and then try it out. So that is the end of our live session for today for our crafting. I have got our cards for my card class if you wanted to see them. This is our April class, and you can take it as a class in a box. You can buy just the tutorials, which are all videos. So do shout if you want to see those while I just clean these up, and if not, then I will go and put the kettle on for a nice cup of coffee. My boiling water is now cold. Okay, let's put these away. There we go. Okay, let me grab those cards just so you can see them. So this is our April card class, and this features a pop-up box. So this folds flat, and this uses the greenhouse garden, or is it the garden greenhouse? I'm not quite sure. I've written it so many ways I can't remember. So this one folds completely flat for posting, same size as standard card, and then it folds down like so, and that uses the die cuts. So if you buy the class in a box, you get all of the die cuts and everything. You don't get the stamped images, of course. So this one is the greenhouse with some of the papers behind. And then we've got a window one here. So the greenhouse has been inset here with a piece of window sheet. So when you open it up, obviously you can see through, and then I've got flowers behind. Then you get all of the die cuts included and the tags and the ribbon. And then we've got this one here. This is actually on vellum, not that you can see particularly well, but there's vellum there. And I've stamped foliage on behind and on the vellum itself. And that sentiment says, hope your day is just right. And then finally there's this one. And you get the vellum all embossed and everything, and all of the card bases, envelopes, and half a pack of the matching paper and the ribbon as well. So there we go, that's our class for April. So booking closes on Sunday of this week. It's £20 to take the class in a box, and that's for UK addresses only, and you'll get all of the components. The only thing that you'll need are some sentiment stamps and some adhesive and a trimmer to trim down your papers. Thank you. You can also buy that as a tutorial only, and that comes with a video for each card, unlimited access, so you can watch that as many times as you want, plus an introductory video to talk you through what's in your box. Or you can take it in person, and I run my classes locally to me in Brackley, which is Northamptonshire, at a local village hall. Really lovely setup, nice and bright room, really friendly group of ladies and gents that come and craft with me. So all of those details are on my Facebook page. I think I've set up an event for the in-person, and then we also have an online crafting event as well that anybody can join in if you've bought either the tutorials or the class. So I hope you like those. Let's just show you that one again. This was a new one on me. I'd seen it a number of times, and I've finally decided to bite the bullet, and it's a lot easier than it looks. And this whole card is the same size as a standard A5 card. So it's really good in terms of card usage. And then obviously you've got this pop-up piece. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's definitely time for my coffee. And thanks for all your input for our little rabbit. I think we need to give this little rabbit a name amongst the daffodils. So if you've got any suggested names, let me know. I'll be back live again tomorrow, and that is Thursday at 7 PM UK time. And I've got a card design in mind for our Easter chick. So we're doing Easter cards all week. We featured the duckling and the rabbit. We featured the daffodils, and it's time for duckling next, chick next. So I do hope you can join me. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for all your input. Good evening to you, Kerry, in Australia. Hope you have a nice evening. And for anybody else in the UK and Europe, hope you have a great day ahead. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate your company. Thanks for watching. Catch up and craft with you soon. Bye for now.